From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is News Fix.
In this update, those on board the hantavirus cruise ship will need to quarantine for up to 6 weeks once they return home. The vessel is nearing Spain's Canary Islands and expected to port at Tenerife sometime this evening. There are 6 confirmed cases linked to the cruise ship and 3 deaths. But the World Health Organization's reassuring residents on the Spanish island their risk of infection is low. CNN correspondent Melissa Bell, who's in the Canary Islands, says different countries have different protocols on how to deal with the passengers.
We understand that the United States, for instance, will be taking back their citizens on a special plane to Nebraska. The United Kingdom, we now understand, is taking them to a hospital near Liverpool. Similarly, in Spain, they'll be taken to a military hospital in Madrid.
Taranaki's set for much-needed improvement to flood forecasting. The regional council's investing between $190,000 and $250,000 to develop a set of tools to give better warning times, limit damage and save lives. Rivers manager Chris Vickers says it's good news for those living and working in the area as the rivers are well known to rise quickly.
These new tools will allow us to use rainfall data and be able to predict what these flows might look like days in advance.
Today's Tax Freedom Day in New Zealand, with Kiwis paying 5 days less tax than last year. The date's worked out by calculating the government's total tax take as a portion of annual GDP and marking the theoretical point in the year where the country pays off its tax bill. Baker Tilly Tax Director Mike Rudd says the earlier date is largely down to the economy. Small businesses aren't satisfied with the coalition for the second year, but a majority would still vote for them. A yearly MYOB poll of small and medium business owners shows those unhappy with the government's performance outnumbers support by 2%. Higher costs in insurance and overhead are pushing this. But MYOB spokesperson Anna Louise Hoffman says National's still leading the way.
We've also seen a slight rise in the proportion who intend to vote for Labour this time, and also an appearance from the Opportunities Party.
That's news. In sport, Auckland FC aren't fazed by having to win in Adelaide to make the A-League Grand Final. The Black Knights are deadlocked at 1-1 after the first leg of the 2-league semi-final. Coach Steve Corica says they haven't lost in their previous 2 matches in Adelaide, and this sort of high-stakes game is what the players live for, regardless of where they're playing.
It's going to be hostile, but who cares? You know, the pressure's on them to go and win the game.
In the NBA basketball semi-finals, the Cavaliers have beaten Detroit 116-109 in Cleveland to cut the Pistons' lead to 2-1 in the Eastern Conference Series. The Lakers will be striving to cut into the Thunder's 2-0 lead in the West when they hit the court in Los Angeles this afternoon. That's sport. I'm Sandy Hodge.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB on the free iHeart app.